So at a young age, I struggled a lot with drugs and alcohol, and it carried on into my teenage years, and it's also carried on into my adulthood. There were times where I thought I had it under control, but clearly I just couldn't keep it under control. People knew about my alcohol. People did not know about my drug abuse at all. I kept that hidden from everybody. So on my 33rd birthday, I woke up, I came outside, and there were these towels on the floor, and my wife asked me to bring them downstairs. And right away I jumped on it. I knew what going into the basement meant. I knew I was able to take that last pill. So I came upstairs and we bought these brand new pillows, and I really wanted to test them out. And the last thing I remember is telling Lana I was gonna go lay down on these new pillows. And Braden and Bennett came in and they wanted to hang out with me. And they were jumping on me. They were doing cannonballs on me. They didn't know what was going on, but at that point, I was in my overdose, and they thought I was pretending to just lay still and not move. Till Lana came into that room and started screaming. She grabbed me by my head and screamed in my face and screamed my name, and nothing. At that point is when she quickly acted, and she quickly called 911. She pushed me off the bed onto the floor and started giving me CPR. She gave me CPR for about 15 minutes in front of my 8-year-old and my 5-year-old with 2 dogs barking in her face. And finally, the EMTs knocked at the door and they were able to come in and switch off. I remember being wheeled out of my house on the stretcher and into the ambulance. And I remember looking up, having enough strength to be able to look up at my house, and I seen my youngest son just staring out at the window, just staring at me, not knowing what was going on, not knowing if his dad was gonna survive or come back. That moment, I knew I needed to change how I was living. The next day, I checked myself into a rehab, and I struggled while I was there. At first, I was very confused. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to go about changing myself. Probably within 2 weeks of being there, I was not sleeping. I was awake at all hours of the night, and I just couldn't get myself right. And I remember laying in bed, and it's probably 2:30 in the morning, and the only thing I knew next to do was to pick up the Bible and just start reading. And because I know my theology, I know what to do, I decided to pick up the book of Romans, and I started reading, and chapter by chapter, I just started feeling broken. I started realizing my sin. I started realizing that I have all this sin, and I need freedom from it. I need a way to not feel like an awful person every single day, because I know I can't go back to the drugs and I can't go back to the alcohol to mask these feelings of the things that I was doing and the pain I have. I remember, and I just continue to read it, and I remember reading chapter 8 and just feeling whole for once in my life. And after that moment, things looked brighter. Things didn't get a lot easier, but things looked brighter in my life. I was able to really start putting forth into my time, because I only had about 2 weeks left in the rehab. So I really started putting my energy to changing myself and to actually mending my relationship with my wife. Things are slowly but progressively getting better every single day. I'm able to spend as much time as I want with my kids and not be on a substance. I'm able to share my feelings, which I've never done before, with my wife. I'm able to have these real conversations. I'm able to be a real adult, which it's something that I haven't been able to do for the last 10 years. I see God's grace in my life because I shouldn't be here today. I shouldn't be able to share my story with anybody. I shouldn't be able to help the next person. I shouldn't be breathing today, but because God had different plans for me. As I'm able to share my story, I'm able to share the grace of God that was given to my life. I'm able to show the glory of God because just as Jesus raised Lazarus from the grave, he raised me from the grave because I was dead on the ground for a few minutes. I wasn't breathing. I love the fact that I'm able to look back and see all this in my life and I'm able to share it with people. It is no longer I who lives, but Christ who lives in me, and I am forever grateful for that.